There we go. Now we're recording. That was a whole good tangent I just went over, but I didn't get on the recording. That's okay. Just talking about how it doesn't matter if you get up early or you don't. It doesn't matter. You should do what you feel always. There's 24 hours in a day. Okay, just because they taught you in school that the early bird gets the worm, doesn't matter. It does not matter. If you feel inspired at 2 a.m., do stuff at 2 a.m. Obviously, with the market, sometimes waking up a little earlier, getting on the charts like 5, 6, 7 a.m. Any time zone really in the U.S., those are good times, but it's not necessary. So that's why I'm a good trader, is because I focus on trading when I feel good. And to be honest, I haven't been focused on putting the energy into trading for at least, I don't know, man, week and a half, maybe almost 2 weeks now, because I was in Switzerland doing some things, but you know, that was really took a lot of my time and my focus. And so once again, why I'm a good trader is because I know when I shouldn't trade. I know how I should feel, or how I feel when I'm in a good space to be trading or to be making trading decisions. And so I just simply don't trade when I'm not feeling that. Today I'm feeling good. So back at it, flowing. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that thought. Obviously a lot of people will catch this recording later. I see Alex got on. What's up, Alex? Good to see you, man. So let's go ahead and start by sharing screen. I'm gonna flow today. I'm gonna flow every day, but I'm gonna flow through the charts without any goal, without any vision. Just going to see what opportunities are there, if any. Emphasizing that crypto is looking very bullish. And so we'll make our way to that. You know, I mentioned it, so let's just go straight there. I'm going to start with Bitcoin because Bitcoin matters the most, because a lot of things are going to follow Bitcoin for now. I think that the next major bull run, which this current bull run starting in 2020 may not be fully over yet. I think there's still a chance later this year that we head up pretty high. But yeah, if not this bull run, definitely the next one, I think we'll see a lot more coins, a lot more projects start to separate away from Bitcoin. But as of right now, Bitcoin is going to be the determining factor for the most part, not 100%, but probably for 85 to 95% of the whole crypto market. So I'm going to focus on that most. And then if that's running, if that's doing well, then I'll start to reach out and look at other projects or other coins, investments that I see as good. So first of all, I'm always looking at the higher time frames of crypto. So as you can see here, I'm on the weekly chart. And I mean, very simply, I have this beautiful resistance line. That's what I'm eyeing. So people tend to be bullish when the price is going up, and say, oh yeah, get in now, everything's looking good. Granted, fundamentally, everything is looking good. And that's why I said in the update in the Discord that I've deployed about 25% of my crypto capital. So it's in different things like some Bitcoin, some is in random Solana coins, Avalanche as well. I got some in there. But until we start to create that uptrend, we start to complete that uptrend, or you know, switch from the downtrend to the uptrend, we're not yet. It's not the best place to start buying or to be fully bullish. So I'm okay with buying higher. If that means that I have more confirmation, I'm totally okay with that. I don't need to buy the bottom, because let's just look at previous price action. Here was a previous high up at 14,000, right? You could have, yeah, the very bottom was down here at 3,500. 3,500 up to 14,000 it's a pretty big difference for sure. It's a 5x from there. That's great. And if you can catch the absolute bottom, I applaud you. I've been able to do it a couple times, but out of 10 trades, it happens maybe 0.3. So that means literally 1 out of like 30 trades is what I can actually catch a bottom or a top. So I don't hunt for those. I go for the more guaranteed thing for the most part, unless it's like super obvious. But if it's super obvious, that's the more guaranteed thing, right? So the obvious stuff I'll go for when we start to see breakouts, when we start to see price action. So, you know, if we look here at when we actually started, here's a high and here's a low, here's a, you know, here's a previous low. So we made a higher low. Well, we technically didn't make a new higher high until we're above this previous one, which the wicks point to 14,000. The bodies point to about 11,000. So until we start to break out here, we don't really know for sure that we're going to head up based off of the price action. So what I'm getting at is, who cares if that means that we bought at 15,000, buying at 15,000, and then if you can catch it and ride it up to 60, and obviously eventually Bitcoin's going to go to 1 million, but definitely, you know, we'll hit 100K before then, of course. Gotta hit 100K to get to 1 million eventually. It's okay if we don't get in on the exact bottom, because once again, we as traders, the reason why we're successful, there's many, but one of the big ones is because before we're profit seekers, we are risk managers. So, okay, so we're focused on how much could I possibly lose. And okay, if I think this is going to go up, what's the counter argument? Why would it actually go down? Okay. And so in this case, we have been in a downtrend since November. Okay. And that was the beginning of it. And so we consistently have been going down on the weekly, daily, all those charts. And so until we break that trend, so here's a high of, you know, it's what, 69,000. Here's a lower high of 51,000. And here's a lower high of approximately 45,000. So until we break that lower high and we create a new higher high, based off of the weekly chart, we are in a downtrend. Okay, so simple as that. Right now looks more like sideways price action. And I will say, I like how we've tested this level multiple times. Yes, strong wicks indicate that there is some selling pressure, but the fact that the selling hasn't been able to continue. So here we have strong wicks off of that level, strong wicks off that level. And then look, we didn't get a continuation down. No, we got last week, we got a strong candle upward, a strong engulfing candle. So in this case, I'm going to go down to the daily in a minute and look at that, see what it looks like. But overall, for me, this is kind of like a no trade zone, because it's more going sideways. So sorry, there's a little glare. The sun's hitting my camera. Let's move it over. There we go. So that's why because we have gone from continuing down to sideways, that makes me think, okay, there's a chance that we could recover here. We could start going upward. And that's why I've deployed 25% of my crypto capital to be prepared. So that means that I still have 75% left, and I'm ready to buy lower if it goes lower. I'm also ready to buy higher if I have confirmation that it's going to continue from there. Okay. So as of right now, though, kind of wait mode. All right. Coming to the monthly. We like that on the monthly, I mean, the downtrend never really started, right? This is just basically a retest of the moving average. Now, we did not close. So here we close outside of the bands, the Bollinger Bands, which is, if you guys have had coaching and researched Bollinger Bands, and you know that's a strong indication of bullish price action. But then when we came down and came back up, we didn't close outside again. And the candles, they closed above the bodies here, but nothing crazy. So what that says, that could be a precursor to potentially what would happen here. So because we didn't close outside of the band up here on the monthly, to me, there's a chance that we may not come back up and continue. Not for sure, but there's just a chance. I'm just looking at that. So, however, this is a really strong place, this moving average here, for us to bounce. And so far, we've got a couple wicks. We're showing some bullish price action. So we can't make a decision off the current candle because there's 7 days left in this current monthly candle, but we want to watch it. We definitely want to make sure that we're paying attention to it at that time. So let's go down to the daily now just to see what that looks like. So daily, we got some, first of all, I see a little bit of a wedge forming. Boom, kind of see that it stretches out here. We can see it tested here and a little bit there as well. So yeah, a little bit of a wedge forming. When it's a sideways wedge, it could go either way. It tends to be that if the wedge is pointing directly horizontally, that it's usually continuation. So that means that it can continue downward. If the wedge is pointing upwards, that usually means it will go down, whether it's in an uptrend or a downtrend. And if the wedge is pointing downwards, then usually that means it will go up. This isn't every time, okay? This isn't every time. A couple of the things that we have to mention is we did actually on the daily, here was, we can see all these highs, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. And technically compared to this high, if we want to count it, and this high, we did make a new higher high. And also on the daily, we've made higher lows so far. Once again, you can kind of see that like the different things I'm explaining, it's like they're pretty equal. Like, okay, it could go up because of this, and hey, it could go down because of this. So that's why for me, it's like let's prepare. A lot of times in crypto, when it really looks like it's going to go down, it tends to go up. And so not all the time. Sometimes if it looks like it's going down, it's going down. A lot of people want to fight it. So for me, once again, it's kind of more so let's wait and see, and let's get actual confirmation of a new trend before we make any heavy decisions. Yeah, fundamentally though, like just search Bitcoin. No, not Bitcoin.com. Fundamentally, there's so much happening in crypto. News. Fed signals up to 7 rate hikes. So more inflation. They're trying to get rid of inflation, but there's so much. Inflation hit an all-time high in February of 7.9%. Can't wait till we see the numbers for March. I think it's going to be even higher. The city in Switzerland, Lucerne, they have adopted Bitcoin as an official currency. They're testing it there in Lucerne. What else we got? Yeah, war going on, Ukraine accepting a ton of donations in Bitcoin, and also Ukraine totally legalizing Bitcoin. So yeah, anyways, it's pretty good. Like a lot of reasons fundamentally for Bitcoin to go up. We got different banks now. Oh my gosh, look at what's the name of the bank? Oh my gosh, I forgot it already. There's a bank that just recently changed their website, and they're offering stuff, a really big bank. They're offering crypto stuff, but I can't remember it. I initially saw it on Twitter here. Oh, I don't freaking know. Dang it. I should have brought it up. I should have shared it as soon as it was up. Okay, that's okay. Big bank though that just adopted, and they put on their website that they're doing stuff with digital currencies. So yeah, all the fundamentals point to, hey, start buying. That's why I deployed 25%. I'll wait. The thing with news and with articles is anybody with money you don't even need a lot of money, can post different press releases. So even I have found websites like I can post what press releases for like $1,000. So pretty cool. Press release distribution. Yeah, so I can pay people to write articles, Fox, USA Today, and 200 news sites get published on our network, right? So what I mean is any bank or anyone can post things, especially when you got a lot of money. You can influence people to post, news stations to post things. So this is part of it. So we have to also know that, in the end, in the long run, banks, people who are smart are buying Bitcoin. They're buying also, gold and silver, and will try to do things to manipulate the price so that they can get a better entry. Okay, so such as watching news and all that. That's why I'm mostly focused on the price action. I'm mostly focused on the chart patterns because that's going to tell me more than most anything else will. So, okay. Yeah, that's how I feel about crypto. Please reach out if there's any specific coins you want charted or you're curious about, or that are on your radar that you're bullish on. We'd love to hear it. All these, I want to also say too that like Polkadot here, this is a beautiful place to buy. Like we had this impulse upward, impulse downward, impulse upward, higher high, impulse downward, higher low, based off this higher time frame. And so it looks like a beautiful place to start buying. Avalanche as well. Avalanche just kind of hit resistance, but we just had a strong weekly candle last week. Oh, My screen just shut off. Hold up. Just got to reset it. That was weird. Bing. We're giving too much heat. We're giving too much of that sauce. The screen couldn't take it. So we had to shut off. Oh, that's why we just lost power. Oh, amazing. Amazing. We just lost power. You know what's cool is our internet is on a battery backup. So that's why the internet stayed. We make sure of that. And got our priorities straight. The hurricane, we still got internet. Don't even worry. Don't even fret. Okay. Anyways, I think it's back. Can you guys see my screen?
Okay, yeah, I can.
Yes.
There we go. Cool. Okay. So anyways, Avalanche and other cryptos, strong impulse, engulfing candle. You know, we have to look at that price action, and yeah, it looks really good. I think that when this impulse happens, when the markets really start to head upward, which it really could, this really could be the bottom for sure. Like I'm 50% sure. So it could be the bottom, and I do believe that we'll see one more strong impulse in this bull run. So something like Solana, I could see it going to like 400 or 500. Ethereum, I could see it hitting like 8 or 9,000. Bitcoin, I just have that target of like 100K, so maybe like 96, you know. And then ideally, now it could go a lot farther, because with everything happening in the world, like mass adoption can happen really fast. And so it could go higher. You know, I could be underestimating. In 2017, I didn't know as much as I know now, but I was predicting, like, I was like, yo, Bitcoin will go to 12,000, and it ended up shooting past. I actually was saying like 10K, and then ended up shooting past, and it went up to 20. And so, you know, now I'm saying 90, 100, and I know that eventually, I'm very confident that eventually Bitcoin will hit $1 million, US dollars of value, probably mostly because of inflation. But it's just a matter of, you know, of when. You know, that could be 5 years, that could be 10 years. And so, in the meantime, see if we can find some Forex trades. So GJ, I'm gonna start on the daily, and I've kind of been scanning the past couple of days. I haven't really seen many beautiful setups. I'll probably go down to the 4-hour and just see if it works. So let's see here. Yeah, so only if it flows though. Like I'm gonna mainly just see, okay, is there a trade that I can get in that looks like it could continue on the daily, or it could be reversing on the daily? And then if yes, then I'll go to the lower time frame and see if I can find an entry. But first of all, right now, based off of GJ, like, yeah, we could continue, but because we're so far up, it's not a buying location for me. That last candlestick is definitely a continuation candlestick. And it looks like on the 4 hours, just kind of basically a retest. So we could go higher. It's not a good location for me to buy personally. So what I will do is mark off other like support / resistance areas that I haven't yet. Let me turn off these Bollinger Bands to make it more clear. So I marked this one because we can see clearly we hit resistance here. We had support back here. I'm going to mark this one. You can see resistance, support. And then I'll do one right here to mark this area. Kind of looking, you know, because we went sideways, and kind of looking at like the average bottom of that sideways movement. And yeah, I think that's good for now. I'll mark one more, but the price isn't this high, so it doesn't really matter at the moment. So yeah, perfect. Okay, so I have these marked on the daily, got more levels. What I would do in this case is, it looks good, like we've broken out. I would just simply wait for a retest, wait for some kind of, you know, we're right at this resistance level. We know it's resistance because clearly we touched it last time we went down. Yes, it looks like we'll continue and we'll blow past it. Do I think that we'll continue all the way to the next line? I don't know. So once again, just not price action that I would actually jump into. So, okay.
Yeah.
USD JPY, same thing. since we're outstretched, we've been hugging this Bollinger Band for a while now. For how many days? Like, shoot, 8, 9 days. So I don't know why. Japanese yen, I don't know what's going on there. But I would expect a retrace probably sometime, and I would expect a retrace for us to hit that level again. So another level I would draw is where we came up and we kind of saw some resistance. So we came up, had a wick, had a blue candle, and then we continued higher. So I would count that as a resistance level as well. When I'm looking for a place where, okay, if it comes down, that's a place where I'm going to look for it to potentially retest. You know, for me to maybe get into a buy. So yeah, on the 4-hour here, yeah, same thing. Once again, there's no price action here that tells me, hey, let's find a trade. So I move on. Now this one, a little different. Euro USD here actually says there might be a trade happening. And it's pretty clear. We've been in a downtrend, right? Let me erase these rando lines. Come on now. Been in a downtrend. Okay, and then most recently, this downtrend, we came down, we broke these lows, and look how beautifully we've come up and we retested what was previously support. So already I'm thinking this looks like a good sell for sure. Yes, the last couple of days we've had some strong wicks, but notice we haven't really been able to overtake that moving average again. Yeah. Now, one thing that makes me a little weary to jump into a short or to a sell is that, okay, here we've come down, we come up, and then notice when we come down again, this first candle and this downward movement, it was not able to engulf the previous bullish candle. And actually with 2 candles, we weren't able to overtake it. Okay. And so notice that when we got close to the bottom of that, we started to go up. And then once again, when we've moved down again, we did not have an engulfing candle. So right off the bat, I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, might want to wait. Also, if we notice, when we came down, we came up, we can see 2 wicks that kind of created a little bit, show this little bit of a resistance level. Notice how these wicks are showing that as a support. So we could probably see it better on the 4-hour here. So wait, let me go back to the actual, where I was actually visualizing that. Okay, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so the beginning of the next up. Okay, so right here, what I'm saying is notice how we came down, this area, we kind of right here too, kind of experienced resistance. So to draw the line, right here was resistance basically, and we kind of played with that area. And right now we're seeing that same spot as support. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm saying. Yeah, of course, support and resistance is never an exact, right? It's a box. But yeah, so what I would say is it looks as if, to me, I think we're just kind of getting some sideways action, creating some liquidity maybe before we head down. Because, well, maybe. I mean, we closed strong outside of the band. This is a reversal candle in the weekly here. And we got technically an engulfing candle, but we weren't able to overtake that bearish candle at the moment. So for fun, what does the monthly look like? Yeah, monthly, I have the support level that we've touched multiple times. So monthly looks like it could bounce. So monthly says don't sell yet. Weekly says wait, to be honest. Daily says there's a chance that this could be a good sell to draw the potential trade. I would say because this yellow, or sorry, this pink line is such a strong support level based on the higher time frames. Like, look at every time we touch this pink trend line here, boom, we bounced, boom, we bounced, and then we just touched it again. Now I know we have 7 days left in this current monthly candle, so we can't really make a decision. But the fact that we already have strong wicks, and we have weekly candle closes, we have daily candle closes that look like that was a bounce. So right now I'm kind of getting the vibe to wait. Even when I go to the 4-hour here. So, okay, I don't want to get into a buy, not necessarily, just because we've been in this downtrend. I would say I look for, if we cross above this yellow line here, that's when I would look for a buy. So this 1.11441 level, because we can see that we came down, we came up, and we retested what was support. We retested it as resistance. So that's why I'd want to wait for us to go above, because that means, before I get into a buy, because that means that, okay, we're actually going to start trending up again. But the 4-hour does say, hey, we have a low, higher low, potentially another higher low, higher high, just locally. But same thing, to really know that we're going to move upward, I want us to close above that area there. So we can actually see on the 4-hour that it was support here. So multiple times actually that level was support, and we retested it as resistance. So, okay. So basically, right, what I'm saying now is, yes, on the daily, it looked like there was a trade coming. I would want to wait till I see an actual setup on the 4-hour. So as of right now, I don't see it. We're just showing support at this area. So maybe if we break under here, or if we come up again and we test this and we see some strong bearish price action, then okay. Other than that, if it breaks above here, then I'm going to look for buys. So Euro USD for me, probably a waiting game as well. Honestly, if you want to go to the lower time frames, though, the 1-hour, it looks like it could be a really good place to buy and get into more of a scalp trade. I'm not going to scalp. I'm just not there right now. Tomorrow's Friday, so probably not tomorrow either. I'm looking for the more long term. So, okay. So because of that, that initial looking at the daily, we saw some potential price action, and because of that, it inspired us to go look at the lower time frames to potentially find an entry. But since we didn't see it, we're gonna move on. So, Zach, what's up, man? Just saw that you hopped in. I appreciate seeing you, dude. It's been a while.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Love to see you. Yeah, man. Can hear you good?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Love to hear that, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Good to see you. Yeah, it's been a long time.
It has, yeah. Life's moving. So I actually, on that note, I'm gonna share with you guys, and I guess whoever makes it to this point of watching the recording. There's a coach that I have been in talks with. I think, well, he would be a coach. I think I'm gonna start working with in the coaching program, and he's also way big into price action, but he's also got a system with Fibonacci that's just doing really, really well. And so I think it will just, like, our trading styles, they complement each other. And yeah, so I'm really excited. I'm going to have him maybe start coaching a couple people here soon. Alex, you might be one of the first guinea pigs.
I would definitely be into that, because I was reading the Candlestick Bible the other day, and then I saw that he was using Fibonacci in the Candlestick Bible, and then I also saw the Bollinger Bands in the Candlestick Bible before that, and I was like, all right, these things are making sense now.
Yeah, it's good. His name's Kian, my friend, and his system is a good way to start to like really see when the breakouts are happening, and then like know a good target, a good location where they actually will go to when it does break out. So that's what's really good. And so that's why, yeah, partnering with the price action, we can see, okay, hey, we're at this beautiful fib level. And then what we know about price action, we know about wicks and candle bodies and all that, we can apply that to, okay, we're at this fib level and looks like it's going to blast off. So we're in talks, but it's looking really good. At minimum, we're gonna try it out, and we'll see where it flows. But anyway, so I'm stoked for that. Okay, so back to the charts. By the way, if either of you that are on here while you're here, if you guys have any charts that you're looking at or you want looked at, or if you guys want to, you have some analysis you want to share, and I love it. If you have feedback, if you guys see something that I don't see, I know that I'm not, like, I don't have the only perspective, and so it's actually nice to have people share from a different perspective. And there's plenty of trades that I know that Zach's made. Alex has caught a couple as well that I haven't, or that I was looking at the charts and I'm like, I wouldn't make that trade, and it turned out well. So I just, we're always in different places, and yeah, mentally, and just what we're seeing, our focus, our energy levels, right? It's always different. And so So yeah, it's
Well,
good to
yeah,
share.
looking at, let's see, is that what we're on? Oh,
Oh, I could hear you, but you're muted now. I don't know if you meant to mute yourself again, but you did. But just let me know if you're coming back.
sorry, yes.
Oh,
When
there
I
you go.
unclick Zoom, I guess, okay, anyway. Yeah, back to Euro USD.
Okay, let's go back to.
I'm kind of with you on that there's just kind of like confusion because it like broke the line going up,
Mm-hmm.
but there seems to be a pretty intense like rejection.
Yeah.
So I'm inclined to think up, but I don't know. It's just, in my experience, that's just confusion.
Yeah, totally. I think that based off the monthly chart, for sure, I think upside it makes more sense. Um, monthly and potentially even, yeah, the weekly as well. Upside makes more sense. But also we have to look at on these higher time frames that we don't really have a trend here either. Because the last high, it was actually a lower high, even though the last low was a higher low. So we've got actually kind of more of a really high time frame wedge going on
Yeah,
here.
that's a really good point. That says down eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually down, but for the short term, it would make sense to bounce and then maybe create a new lower high, maybe.
Yeah, I like the looks of that.
So so yeah, more of like and even that I guess would be a swing trade if you got into a buy. But for me, I would want to see more confirmation, and confirmation for me will be us closing above here, this 111 where we already retested. So I got alerts both sides. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
I see too. GBP USD honestly looks very similar to Euro USD. So not so much a higher time frame wedge, and it actually looks more like downside continuation. Weekly, monthly we kind of hit support, but honestly it looks like it could head down. Daily has bounced. So what I would say is if I get strong price action on daily or even the 4 hour, this could be a good sell. I drew a sell, but I didn't actually make this trade. I would have gotten stopped out if I had made this trade. I did this because more so price action right here. We hit resistance and then hit it again. So now we're above that resistance level, or at least we broke it. Same thing, confusion or manipulation, just kind of sideways stuff. So we'll
Yeah, I
keep.
never really got like what manipulation is. Is it basically just like very large companies purposefully pushing it in one direction to cause confusion?
Yeah, exactly. Banks, institutions, governments, they want to benefit obviously as much as possible. So they can see the numbers a lot more clearly of like what's happening with inflation, what currencies are doing what. They'll get news first and foremost, especially when it affects money, because the banks are going to get, if people are transferring or moving money or exchanging currencies, people with a large amount of funds, the banks see it first. And so they'll, with their abilities or with the amount of funds they have access to, they can cause catalysts. They can start sells and start moving the price down and get retail traders like ourselves to get stopped out. And what that does is create liquidity in the markets. It adds more money so that they can get a better average price. Whether they know it's going to go up or it's going to go down, they want to get the best possible average price to profit from that. So
Nice. I forgot how good a teacher you are.
thank you. Well, you're reminded. Just kidding. It's only experience. It's because I have screwed up a lot. And yeah, so I'm really grateful. Don't ask me to teach you yoga, though. I won't be able to do that. Gold and silver look really freaking good. Super good. Gold. So on the daily here, we're about 6 hours away from a close. And this close, if we close like this, if we close above the moving average, above this resistance level, then let's go. Blast off, which already looks good for it anyways. It's like time, inflation, all of it looks really, really good. So what do I want to see? I mean, it looks so good that if you get a retest on the 4 hour or even maybe the 1 hour, it could be a good entry. Right this second, not so much. As an investor, I would say it'd be good to buy some, make sure you have some for sure. As a trader, wait for the retest. But yeah, an investor, buy some now, have some money ready to buy lower, and also be okay with buying higher. But yeah, looks really good. We retested the all-time high. On that note, though, I actually believe that silver is going to be a better investment than gold because in 2020, right, 2020 and 21, gold hit new all-time high. I guess really just 2020. Oh, it was 2011. Yeah, 2020 August, gold hit a new all-time high. Silver was just as bullish, but did not hit an all-time high. Silver's all-time high is $50, and it topped out at about 29. Gold's all-time high before 2020 was 1920, and it hit about 2075, 2020. So I think that overall, silver has a lot more potential for return. So as a trader, these are going to be really fun to watch, and over the coming months, a couple of years even, and lots of opportunity. I would just personally, I'll probably focus on silver more because if I can get those buys, get just a beautiful retest, I find it maybe on the 4 hour, and that ends up expanding to like this long swing trade. It's like, imagine you can catch some of this price action here on the 4 hour. You just get an entry for a buy, and you just keep moving your stop loss up. You can catch a pretty. In 2020, I made a lot of money in silver because of literally this run here. Just getting into buys, yeah, all around here, getting into buys and letting some of them run and moving my stop loss up as I get a chance to. So anyway, yeah, guys, looks good, but same thing, no entry for me right now. See that monthly. Yeah, I mean, monthly close soon. The cool thing is all these charts, we got a lot of setups happening. Oh, I did draw this trade for silver, but I don't think I actually made it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm finished. Let me send this text back really quick. And I want to check that I actually made this trade or not. Can't remember. Did not make this trade. Boom. Okay. Well, it's all good. Find other ones. We'll get another entry. So yeah, in this case, I want to see a retest of some of the highs. So I would just draw out lines of these previous highs that I see and wait for us to touch it again. Let's see resistance and stuff, but yeah, looking good. So we'll wait. Okay, GBP CAD, same thing. Looks like I drew a trade out here that I didn't actually make. Gotta love that. On the high time frame, this is just sideways crap. So that's really why I didn't make the trade. I know that, but the price action more locally looked pretty good for downward movement. But yeah, if I'm unsure, I won't actually execute the trade. Same thing here. We've kind of been moving down, so I wouldn't enter this trade at the moment. Well, honestly, the 4 hour looks decent. I have my target based off of daily support back here. So that would be my target. If I were to make this trade, I'm not going to right now. I'm just not, I don't feel like my mindset's 100% there. I feel really focused, but I don't feel like I'm in an execution type trade. I heavily recommend though, if you know what you're doing, to look at this. What do I like? Well, here's a previous draw line. Here's a previous support line. We've broken under it and we've kind of retested that area multiple times here on the 4 hour. Price action also here, we came down on the 4 hour. We bounced up with an engulfing, but we've already pierced below that that low. Yes, we have not closed, so it could be good to wait for a close actually. But the fact that we poked it and we're already in a strong downtrend more locally could be a good trade. So maybe waiting for confirmation, on the 1 hour. 1 hour here, we actually did get a close below the low. So 1 hour looks really good. I think it could head down. Yeah. 15-minute says wait, but yeah, I'm not going to go that low. So I'm kind of right now, unless I see like a trade that's like, oh, this is obvious, then I'm not going to fully enter. Okay, look at this. I drew this trade out. Didn't make this trade, but went heavy the wrong way. The Japanese yen just tanking. I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, versus the dollar versus Canadian dollar versus everything. Falling Japanese yen suggests a changing world order.
Well, that sounds pretty epic.
Yeah. All right then. 5 hours ago, both climb against the Japanese yen in the days and weeks ahead. The yen fell against the dollar for the 5th session in a row. I would say that's so weird to me. I wonder why. Yeah, but definitely because of posting continues parabolic run, it could go higher. That's a sign for me to not get into a buy and not expect it to go higher. It could, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, odd JPY. Looks like I drew this trade out, didn't actually make it. So yeah, guys, that's kind of it for my analysis for today. I'm mostly interested in gold, silver, kind of watching these, see what they do. Look for a retest and then hop in because it's looking good. We can see that. Go to silver really quick. Go to 4 hour. We can kind of see how we've got this wick so far that's happened when we approached what was a little high over here. Not an exact high, but it's that area because we also can see there was support right here. We got a wick here. We got this candle that touched it right on the moving average. We also got resistance here. We can see this wick where the body closed below. So this is obviously an area resistance here. Notice we've touched that and we're moving down a little bit. So that retest that we're looking for potentially coming right up. So yeah, we'll watch for it. This is a good one that if you have time today, you could be watching the 15-minute and just wait for that beautiful bounce. We could be bouncing off of any one of these lines that I've drawn, moving average, bottom Bollinger Band, all of it. So I would wait for a strong, you guys know what a bounce looks like, but for those that don't, like multiple wicks, right? Here's an example of a bounce. We came down, got multiple wicks. And we got an upward movement, came down again, got an engulfing candle above moving average while the bands are squeezing. So that was a good, good time, good price action to get in on, especially after a lower or a higher low, and we're in an uptrend. So kind of looking at stuff like that. So we'll see how it rolls. I wouldn't short silver though, that's for sure. Definitely wouldn't do that. Wouldn't short gold. I just wait for a buy. So yeah, okay. Well, not as much going on as I'd like. I'd love to just, hey, back from Sweden, here's 10 trades for you guys. They're all winners. I'd love to do that. But I kind of play with where I'm at and with where the markets are. What am I working towards? I love what I do. I love coaching so much. And I think that's why I can be good at it as long as I love it when I love it. Sometimes I get tired, but in the end, I always come back to it. I think for me, it's really just because it's something that I have figured. I can always get better. I don't want to say, oh, I'm a pro trader, the best trader in the world. No, like I can always get better. I can always do better with growing my emotional intelligence. I can learn more about Fibonacci. There's so much more I can learn. But when I say I figured it out, is I've been able to create and live off of and sustain an income that I can live off of from trading. So in that way, I have figured out something that works. But by just trading for myself, it got boring, and just like being chill, like, yeah, I can do whatever I want, make money, go wherever. I'm really not attached to material things. Like I'm more attached to good weather and being surrounded by good people. So really just living where I want and being able to travel if I want to, or experience things if I want to, or put money into things that I believe in. You know, that's those are things that do it for me. And so being able to do that, I wouldn't trade as much if it was just for me. And it's like something that I don't know, I really enjoy the charts, but it's like money just doesn't fully motivate me. But what does motivate me is seeing other people. Why I love coaching so much is when I see people go through breakthroughs, when I have conversations with people like, yo, man, I've experienced this, all these hardships through my life, and I'm ready for something new. And I'm ready, you know, I have this dream life that I've been envisioning, and I have a dream wall, and I got all these pictures of this life I want to experience, and just want to do it. When I see other people achieve those things, because I've also done that and had the visions and, you know, visualized things and made it happen, watch my visualizations come to 3D fruition, you know, from living in the place I love to cars or motorcycles or whatever, money. I just, for whatever reason, I don't feel as stoked if it's just for me, you know. I really enjoy seeing others go through those breakthroughs and figure things out. So I was going somewhere with that. Yeah, anyway, so I want to be able to impact a larger number of people. Right now, yeah, I'm still doing the one-on-one coaching. I am partnering with this other guy as a coach, and I think it'll work really well and will flow. This is the first step for me to kind of start a little bit slowly stepping away from me doing all the one-on-one coaching, because how I'm going to create the largest impact and teach the most people and assist the most people to experience these breakthroughs is by talking to people on a larger scale. And so my main focus as time goes on, I'm not putting a date on anything, but eventually I will be stepping away from one-on-one coaching unless people are paying me a lot for it, like $25,000 to $50,000. That's probably by the end of this year. But what that means is my focus will be in more live streams for the people that are getting coaching. I'll have other coaches that there will still be one-on-one coaching available in the Ascended Trader. For sure, I'm going to keep that going forever. But this way I can be doing events, and I can be working with people on a lot larger scale, putting more time into creating better systems, and, you know, just to make it a better experience and more successful for everyone involved. So anyways, yeah, just sharing my vision. I always like to be really transparent with where I'm at. So with anyone that, you know, listens to the words I say and works with me and stuff like that, so they know that where I'm coming from and everything. So I absolutely love it. I think that's all I got, guys. Yeah, I think that's about it. I have some coaching sessions today. I'm gonna probably go prepare for those, go get some food. And of course, if I see any trades pop up, I will watch silver. I'll probably have the 15-minute chart playing today, and just on my screen and checking it here and there to see if we see some entry. And of course, if I hop in, I will let you know for sure. So yeah, remember to always use a stop loss every single trade, no matter what. Remember that you're amazing and you're dope, and everything you want, you deserve it. Just keep visualizing it. Reminder on that is when ski teachers teach people to ski, when they're talking about trees, like if you come up to trees, if you've ever learned to ski, or if you know about skiing, one of the main things they teach is, if you come up to trees, don't look at the tree, look at the space in between the trees. Because if you look at the tree, you're going to hit the tree. And so life is the exact same. So are you focusing on where you're going, what you're choosing to experience? Or are you focusing on the blockages and maybe why you can't experience that? Because if you are, you're going to hit the tree. So that's all I got today, guys. Yeah, let me know if there's ever any questions, anything that comes up, and I'll talk to you all soon. So
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Zach. See you guys. See you, Alex. All the love.